everybody, it's David with Android Police, and we're here at Google I/O 2012, and we've got our hands on the Nexus 7 tablet, Google's first tablet, and not necessarily the first Nexus tablet, depending on your definition, I suppose, with the Motorola Zoom. But anyways, you probably already know a lot about this device because a lot of rumors have been leaked about it, and most of them turned out to be true. So we're just going to go over briefly what the hardware is. You have a Tegra 3 quad-core processor, a slightly lower-end one that's clocked at 1.3 GHz. You have a 7-inch display that's 1280 by 800 resolution, and other than that, it's a pretty run-of-the-mill tablet. One nice thing that Google has done on the hardware side is you actually have a micro USB port for charging and data transfer instead of a proprietary pin cable of some kind, which is nice. You've also got the headphone jack down here, and you've got your power and volume controls on this side. One other thing before we get into the software is you can't really tell on video, I don't think, but the back of this is actually rubberized. It makes it much easier to hold. It's much less likely to fall out of your hand. Some people may like it. I personally, so far from having used it for a few minutes, do. I think it's a good idea, and it makes it feel a little more high quality than, you know, just shiny black plastic or something. So anyways, we've got obviously Android 4.1 on this device, and the first thing you notice on the Nexus 7 is this huge My Library widget that Google puts in front of you, the goal being to get all of your music, video, magazine, and book content all in front of you on the home screen. And as you can see, it actually has kind of a phone interface. Google seems to have kind of walked away from the dedicated tablet look on Android 4.1. I'm sure it's still there for 10.1-inch tablets, but they've obviously chosen not to use it. One big thing has changed in Android 4.1 that I'm sure everybody is just waiting eagerly for is search. As you can see, I've used a gesture to pull up this kind of Google Now home. That's Google Now. It's a way of delivering useful information to you, answering questions, working with Google services to do all kinds of really cool stuff. Now, obviously, we're not signed into this device, so we can only see a few things, but Google Search has been totally revamped for Android 4.1. One of the cool things you can do now is it has natural language recognition, but in tandem with Google Now and the Knowledge Graph project, you can actually kind of look up things that you would ask as questions. So I'm going to try one here and see if it works. It's been a little sketchy. Actually, hold on. Now, who is the tallest man in the world? It's a little noisy here, so we had to cancel out the speech recognition before it finished. The Wi-Fi is also very slow. It's giving us a web result. So what will happen if you give it a query that's actually meant to provide you an answer page? It'll give you a tile. So there is one I can do. What's the weather in San Francisco? This is a bit painstaking. There are obviously thousands of people using the internet here. And as you can see, even though there was a lot of ambient noise, my first question went through as I spoke it. Google's Predictive Engine seems to be at work here, not just on the keyboard, but whenever a search query is put in, it looks at the sentence and decides if it should be something else, if another word should be replaced with another, based on the context. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this to work. It's taking an awfully long time. Well, we'll have to skip that for now, I guess. So the other things this obviously has is you now have the new Google Play Magazine app, which it's a magazine app. You browse magazines with it. It looks nice. It runs very smoothly. Google Movies has gotten the facelift, obviously, especially for TV shows. So what we're seeing here, if I can get out of this, you have a TV show panel now, and once again, if the Wi-Fi cooperates, we might actually be able to see what it looks like, though we may not. Yeah, the web here is just not playing nice with us. But as you can see, there is a new interface for movies. It looks a lot better. It's a lot more readable. And I think that is pretty key to what Google's trying to do with the device and trying to push media content on the people. The other cool thing that we can't really demonstrate on this is Nexus Q, which is the media streaming kind of thing that Google's made themselves that allows you to push music and video to your home entertainment system. And the Nexus Q has a dedicated app on the Nexus 7 tablet. Unfortunately, this one won't find the Nexus Q right now because it's not set up properly, and probably just because of the massive amount of people using the internet here. And aside from that, those are probably really the big things on the Nexus 7, and they'll be shipping mid-July, and you can pre-order one today for just $200.